what's up out there YouTube? Double D here with Tournage du Bois. Welcome back. Today we are doing a relatively simple project. We are going to turn a bowl, but it's going to be a little bit extra difficult for me, I guess, being newer to the process in that this is a rather punky piece of aspen. So what we have is a nice piece of aspen with some spalting. My wife and I got on our anniversary trip when we went to Colorado and went camping for some social distancing and things for a little vacation for our anniversary. So we have this piece of aspen wood. We're going to get this center found and get it up on the lathe and turn a little bowl. But like I said, it is rather punky. So you can see some of the rougher ends here. Probably goes through this a little bit. Probably not, maybe not too badly, but we will see as we get into it. Pretty punky down at this end as well, but the spalting looks awesome. So just have to make sure and keep the tools nice and sharp, and we'll get it going. Okay, so we're going to get a decent sized bowl out of this. Going for the center, we're going to go about right there. Now, as you can see how far that went in, that's relatively soft wood. So we're going to have some fun with this though and see what we can do. So what I'll do is I'll get this circle marked off, get it over at the bandsaw, cut the corners off a little bit, and then we'll be back. All right, so we got it kind of rounded in, so let's get the face plate on it and go from there. Well, like I said, this is pretty punky wood, so this bowl's not really going to go anywhere. It's just a matter of me practicing to get good cuts. So I'm going to go sharpen up real quick and see what we can do from here.
One eternity later.
And we're back. We've sanded up to 400 grit. Sorry, 320. Gonna hit it with denatured alcohol. Then we will hit it with the 400 grit sandpaper. And go from there. Start with our finish. Time for our Brad's Workbench sanding paste. Now we're going to do a little bit of OB Shine juice. We got our OB Shine juice on there, so let's get this flipped around, see if we can get it hollowed out. Alright, so we've got that sanded to 400 grit. I know I cut through a lot of the hollowing and such, but sanded through to 400. Now it's time for our abrasive paste from Brad's Workbench. Then we'll get our OB Shine juice put on it, and we will talk about it. It's the first real piece of aspen I've ever turned, so some things I've learned, some modifications I will do in the future for these types of pieces, which I have some more outside. All right, welcome back. We got the project done today. So, few design changes, as you can obviously tell. Started out as a big bowl, decided to change it to a pedestal bowl based on the amount of tear out that I was having. Because of that same tear out with this Spalted Aspen, I ended up starting with 60 grit sandpaper where I normally start about 120. But I started with the 60 so that I could get some of that tear out cleaned up and stuff. So sanded from 60 up to 400, sanding sealer, abrasive paste, and then some OB shine juice on the Spalted Aspen. So some things that I would do differently. Going forward, won't be using a mortise on these types of things. I'll use a tenon just to avoid any potential crack out or blowing out of that. It's also just a matter of being real careful because it can get out around that way as well. But overall, I'm really happy with the graining, with the spalting in it, and just how it looks overall. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Please, either way, leave me a comment, leave me feedback as to what I can do better, what you liked about it, what your initial thoughts were, etc. Going forward, we're going to continue working through these. It's going to be cold over the next bit, so things are going to keep going as much as we can, and keep it as warm as possible through the rest of the winter. So stick around, and we will check you out next week.